That's the advantage of working in a timber yard, all the offcuts are hardwood.
The washing's not fully dry.
Doug, lucky boy. G'day folks, what are we up to this evening? Well, we are knocking up an autumn beer beef casserole. So let's rip straight into it. The fire's on out the back. We're going to cut up some big chunks of beef here, throw it all in the camp oven with some other good healthy ingredients, pop it on for probably 45 minutes to an hour maybe, and serve it up. It can be with rice or mashed potato, whatever you prefer. We're not sure yet what we're going to have ours with, but by the time it's cooked we'll have decided. Stay tuned. Good you got a cat wrapping around your legs.
As soon as you spoke.
Like that sort of size?
Yeah, I think so. You ran over. Should cook pretty quick.
Now the good thing with this sort of recipe is you can literally throw it all in the camp oven and then sit back with your feet up, be it on a Saturday night at home in the backyard with a little fire pit, or out camping at your favourite camp spot. Shut it all in the camp oven, you don't have to worry about it. Give it a stir maybe halfway through the cooking time and that's about it. Super delicious, and the beer adds that extra bit of flavour. Now it does call for a dark ale, but we don't have any, so I'm going to throw a couple of pale ales in and see how it turns out. Either way I reckon it's going to be yum. So meat, a bit of celery, an onion, Worcestershire sauce, tomato paste, some minced garlic and salt and pepper, and that's about all we really need. Now we were just discussing the cutting on the one board. I know certain things you shouldn't have cross-contamination, but considering it's all going to go raw in this camp oven in about 30 seconds, I'm not too worried. If it was chicken or something, I would rinse the board down, but it's not really going to matter. So we'll shot the meat in. Alright, and then a little bit of flour to cover the meat, which helps thicken it. I shot a bit of flour in. There's also some beef stock to go in as well, and obviously the tomato paste was shot in, and a bit of rosemary, and we're good to go. An onion, so I'll cut that up and just give that meat a bit of a flick around in the flour, and that helps to coat it, seals it all up. Bit of salt and pepper. Move that out of the way. Cut up an onion. We'll just cut that into some chunks. Everything else can go in the pan now, so I'll shot the tomato paste in. Beef stock, 2 cups, shot that in. So 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Two of them. And a bit. Alright, decent blob of garlic. About a tablespoon, roughly. That goes in. Sprinkle of thyme, or in our case rosemary, because we don't have any thyme at the moment, but a bit of rosemary in there for flavour. And then the celery, and then the most important bit that gives us the flavour, the beer. I'll put all the recipe ingredients up to one side. So we're going to do probably just 1 beer because we don't have as much ingredients. We're not cooking for 4 people, and we don't want it obviously too runny. We want it still to be like a traditional stew or casserole with a bit of thickness. So we'll just do 1 beer. They're 330ml, whereas normally around 500ml of dark beer or dark ale, and that's good to go. So give that a quick stir, get everything mixed in, and then we'll go and shot that out on the fire pit, which is out in the back, warming up at the moment, just getting to the right sort of heat, not too hot, and we'll throw it on. Alright, so I'm going to pop the lid off this. It's been going for about 45 minutes roughly. We'll give that a stir. I might just put a little bit of extra flour in there just to thicken it up because it is quite saucy or runny, or you can leave the lid off and cook it for a little bit longer, and it will, a lot of that juice will sort of disappear, it steams out. Alright, so that's been on for roughly an hour, maybe hour 20, and it's pretty well done. So I'm just going to throw in some beans and carrots into the mix. And then inside I've got some rice on the stove at the moment, so we're going to do it with rice, and that way the rice will soak up a bit of this juice and make a nice wholesome meal. Geez, it smells bloody awesome too, I tell ya. I've tried a bit of meat and it's nice and soft, melts in your mouth, so I'll throw these peas and carrots in and then we'll take it in and serve it up on some rice. You obviously don't have to do the veggies, but it's just another element, so I don't know if I'm supposed to put the whole bag in or how many she wants in there, but let's just tip, what the hell, we'll tip them all in. And I've got lunch for tomorrow, eh? Alright, that's the beans, and we probably do half that bag of carrots because there is a fair few in there. I'll just give that a stir, just get them down into the heat. That smells so good. Bit of a stir around like so, and I'll go and check the rice, and in about 10 minutes we'll be serving that up. Just move that in a bit. So what I'm going to do now, quickly on the hot plate inside here, I'm just going to fire it up on a bit of heat with the lid off, just to try and boil a bit of that excess moisture off. I could have left the lid off for the last maybe 20 minutes, half hour out the back, but as you do, you sort of sit there enjoying the fire and a cold beer, and left the lid on. So it's no drama, like the rice will soak it up anyway, but yeah, if you do like a thick wintry sort of stew, then obviously, yeah, just thicken that up a bit. Alright folks, so maybe 5 to 10 minutes with a bit of heat, and that has thickened up a lot. It's a little bit of a tip I've got to try and remember. I always forget and I leave the lid on it, but if you pop the lid off, and it'll thicken up. So there is the finished product. Got some rice in there. I'm going to throw some salt and pepper on, a little bit of tomato sauce, and we're good to go. We're going to sit out the back at the fire and enjoy this meal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.